So the phone rings. Andy, Hal, is this really you? You're not dead? Hey, what's up guys? Andy Hal here, local real estate agent right here in Columbus, developer and gratefully not dead guy. Today's video, I'm gonna update you guys on what I've been up to the past year, primarily building this thing behind me. But before we get into that, please reach down, hit that subscribe button. I just love making videos all about Columbus, the cool things that are happening here, cool things like this condo project that are happening in my life. So subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. So I'm here at Schumacher Place at SOCO Condos, and if you're not familiar, Schumacher Place is actually just south of downtown Columbus, sandwiched right between German Village and the Parsons Avenue corridor. I did fall off the face of the earth, at least the YouTube earth, and this is what I've been doing, developing this 2-unit condo here just south of Children's Hospital. This last year has largely been taken up with building this from the ground up. We demolished a really tiny house that was in disrepair, and we were trying to think, man, we want to do something super unique, super modern, very efficient, and unlike anything else here in Columbus. So we came up with this, what I think is a really awesome design. We hit the nail on the head, and the first thing we started out to do is we hired an architect. Shout out to Matt Lones at Orange Frog Design to help us conceptualize and get down on paper exactly what we wanted to do. And largely this design was inspired by my partner Brandon's recent trip to Iceland. He loved that kind of Nordic, Icelandic style of home. It wasn't really clear at first what we were gonna do. We were gonna build a single family house where we initially thought maybe we should build a fourplex. Well, in talking to Matt about zoning and some of the permitting issues, it quickly became evident that parking was just going to be a major issue, and that building like a duplex or two condos was going to be our best bet. So we ended up with this, with two about 2,200 square foot, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath condos with a really modern design as you see here, and some really awesome features I want to show you guys through. But let's take a step back and just, you know, if you're interested in doing a project like this, like where do you even start? Well, let's rewind back to March 2020. We had closed on this lot. We had engaged our architect. We had come up with some plans and to enable us to apply for permits. So now we needed to figure out how the heck are we going to build this? Who is going to finance this thing? So when you start a project like this, you got a couple worries. You got who's going to be the general contractor and who are their subs going to be. That one was easy. If you guys watch my house hacking video, you know that I'm a licensed general contractor. Secondly, and most importantly, how the heck are we going to finance this thing? You see, back in March of 2020, of course, everybody remembers what was happening then. Ohio had just went into lockdown unless you're an essential worker, and it was a really uncertain time. Both Brandon and I were kind of looking at each other thinking, how are we possibly going to, or why are we possibly going to even attempt building kind of a high profile spec build into the face of what could be a pandemic, or could be a recession, and hopefully not a depression. And the banks felt that too. So we actually got turned down by 11 banks. They were totally giving us the Hall & Oates lyric, like, I can't go for that. No can do, no, I can't. Yeah, they didn't want to go for us. So we got turned down by 11 banks. Eventually we found a lending partner, and they said, hey, we're gonna finance this thing, but there's one caveat. You guys, before you break ground, have to pre-sell one of the units. How the heck do you do that, right? So we actually hired this talented artist to take our building plans and create lifelike renderings of based on our plans and what the fit and finish of this property was going to be. Then we simply put them on the MLS. The guy absolutely nailed it. Brandon nailed it on the design choices. So within a couple weeks, we had our buyer, we had a contract, and we were beginning to start setting a schedule for construction. So actually building something like this is really difficult. You know how I said we were wanting something unique, something sort of custom and modern? We did get that, but all those words mean difficult building. So different from like a large developer who has a whole development and they have a handful, maybe even 10 different floor plans where their contractors can come in and kind of get some efficiency. They understand all the floor plans, they've built it before. This one was new for everybody. For instance, our framers thought it was going to take them 2 to 3 weeks to totally build this out. It actually took 2 months. So some of the best features here, all the exterior is stucco. We've got standing seam metal that's going to last like 50 years. And then we also have a Brazilian Garapa hardwood wood accent on our soffits, which I think really brings some earthiness to the modern design and kind of tones it down a little, warms it up a little bit. And then some of my other favorite features here on the first floor, we've got this is slab on grade construction, but we've got a polished concrete floor, complete with in-floor heat. We've got quartz countertops here, Amish built cabinetry behind us. If you look at the cabinet faces, all this is out of one tree. They were so diligent in making sure this looks good. The other things we have, the slat wall that actually hides 3 doors. There's the mechanical room, there's a coat room, there's also a half bath. It is so cool. Next, going upstairs, we have the stairway, which another extremely challenging portion of the project. There's about 30 feet from floor to ceiling over there. Most of that we did it with ladders because of the nature of the stairs. The stairs are metal C-channel. They look like they're floating, but they're supported between 2 steel columns. Each bedroom has its own ensuite. And then we also have second floor laundry. We've got the master bedroom that has its own really cool ensuite bathroom, complete with an electrically heated floor, stand-up designer shower, commode room, walk-in closet. Then you go on upstairs. The third floor is a little bit small. We sacrificed some of the space up there to do what is my favorite feature in this whole project. We've got 350 square feet of roof deck looking west, so you can watch the sunset, you can get views of downtown, you can watch red, white, and boom from the comforts of your own deck. There's also a covered portion there. If there's inclement weather, you can still huddle under there and enjoy the time outside. So what went really well for us during this project? Number A1, I think, is my partnership with Brandon. If you've ever been in a partnership with friends or family, you know that can be extremely difficult. A lot of times it turns out sour. That was absolutely not the case here. We were really good partners, had very complementary skill sets. Brandon really keyed in and loved to pick all the design choices, whereas I was more the nuts and bolts construction person, reading the plans, coordinating with the contractors to get the actual structure here. So that literally couldn't have gone better. Secondly is our contractors. While our buyers might say, hey, you guys are doing like a 10 out of 10 on quality, we just need you to go faster. If you're familiar with the construction process at all, you know those two things are just not compatible. You can have speed or you can have quality. But our contractors were a 10 out of 10. They were responsive while they were extremely short-staffed. And they had to battle with the material supplies, lack of supplies too. There were some challenges, like I said, material shortages, labor shortages. We have a really tight lot here. There's a government building right beside us with this huge parking lot. We weren't always able to use that, which was challenging. The stairs were certainly challenging and extremely dangerous. So all in all, this was an extremely successful project. It was also an extremely stressful project. Part of the reason I haven't been able to do any of these videos is because I was so engrossed and focused in on making sure this went right. We took a lot of risk with doing this project, so it was extremely important that I make sure we complete it and not have what could be a terrible situation. But man, had it not been such a cool design, I probably would have passed on it. But something we can really hang our hat on, something I'm super proud about, something I wanted to share with you guys. Drop a comment below, let me know what your favorite features of this project are, and if there's anyone you know moving to Columbus, moving within Columbus. Again, I am a local realtor, would love to help you find that perfect place for you and your family. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.